This is the Eyeballer on our changing world. I'll be right back. Stay with me. So let's talk about BRICS. Um, what is the group and which countries have joined the BRICS? Now, I just want to say here that President um, Vladimir Putin will host the 2024 BRICS summit. Saudi Arabia has joined BRICS. The alliance of major developing countries have, along with four other nations. Now, the Saudi membership was due to start January 1st, 2024, but there was a delay before it was confirmed. The BRICS group wants emerging economies to have more influence in international politics. What does BRICS mean, and who are the new members? In 2006, Brazil, Russia, India, and China created the BRIC group. South Africa joined in 2010, making it BRICS. The group was designed to bring together the world's most important developing countries to challenge the political and economic power of the wealthier nations of North America and Western Europe. Now, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates, UAE, were invited to become members with effect from January the 1st, 2024. A Saudi Arabia government minister said in mid-January it had not joined, but South Africa's government's since confirmed its membership status. Now, the group sets priorities and makes decisions at an annual summit. Members take it in terms to serve as president for a year. Now, the name for the expanded group has not yet been announced, but may be BRICS Plus. Why does BRICS matters? Now, BRICS countries include major world powers such as China and Russia and countries which are rather influential on their continent, such as South Africa and Brazil. The expanded group has a combined population of about 3.5 billion people, and that's about 28% of the global economy. Now, with Iran, Saudi Arabia, and UAE as members, BRICS countries produce about 44% of the world's crude oil. However, the group argues that Western nations dominate important global bodies such as the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, which lend money to government. So BRIC wants to see a greater voice and representation for emerging economies. In 2024, the BRICS nation set up the new development bank to lend money to boost infrastructures in emerging economies. By the end of 2022, it had provided nearly $32 billion to emerging nations for the new roads, bridges, railroads, and water supply projects. This is China's main aim for BRICS, according to Professor Padre Carmody from Trinity College in Dublin. Through BRICS, China is trying to grow its power and influence, especially in Africa, he says. It wants to be the leading voice for the global south. The other major world power in the group has a different purpose. Russia sees BRICS as part of its fight against the West, helping it to overcome the sanctions imposed after the invasion of Ukraine, says Crean Butler of the London based think tank Catherine House. Now, will a BRICS currency replace the United States dollar, which is the reserve currency? Nations often use the United States dollar to trade between themselves. Leading politicians in Brazil and Russia have suggested creating a BRICS currency to reduce the dollar's dominance. However, this was not discussed at the group's 2023 summit. It would be impractical for BRICS nations to create a common currency because their economies are so different, says Professor Kamodi. Well, it's also impractical to use the United States dollar as a reserve currency in your country. We have seen how the US has used its money to weaponize um, by way of sanctions and so on and so forth. And any countries that is not falling in line with what the West wants. So we'll see how BRICS figure this out. I'm sure they'll figure it out some way. Is BRICS arrival to the G20? The G20 group was set up in 1999 for developed and developing nations to discuss global issues. However, the BRICS group also contains many of the countries which are in the G20. In future, they may work in tandem, says Dr. Irene Mayer from the International Institute for Strategic Studies think tank. Together, they might push for more money for developing nations to tackle climate change, she says. What is the G20 and why does it matter? Now, how will Russia use its 2024 BRICS presidency? Russia will host the 2024 BRICS presidency in Kazan in October. President Vladimir Putin has said he wants to increase the role of BRICS in the international financial system, develop cooperation between banks, and expand the use of BRICS currencies, promote collaboration between tax and customs authorities. With BRICS, Russia will want to show the West that it still has friends and allies in the rest of the world, despite its invasion of Ukraine, says Dr. Mayer. So, so this is where we are. And we have to realize here that a lot of countries that are using the United States dollar as their reserve currency are pretty nervous about what's going on. People, we have to understand here that the United States dollar is just a piece of paper. It's not backed by anything. It's not backed by gold. It's not backed by silver. It's actually cost about 3 cents to make a $10 United States money. 3 cents. I mean, United States is the only country that, when the Fed wants money, they just hit a printing machine. No other country can just willy-nilly just print money like that. And part of the problem too is that when the United States economy is doing very well, the value of the US dollar goes up. And the value of other countries' money goes down, it devalues. And so you have a situation where you have inflation in those countries, major inflation, because they will have to find more of their money to buy products, and especially imported products. The cost goes up. Your money devalued, you have to find more to buy the things you need. And usually your salary goes up really, really slow for most working people. And people are looking also at the sanction, all those sanctions, 16,000 sanctions on Russia since their invasion of Ukraine. So what many countries are doing now is buying gold, because that's a good thing to actually value your money against. I mean, the U.S. dollar has really nothing that it can matches. I mean, it's just a piece of paper. It really, if you can match your dollar against gold, then it's a safer way to go. So let's see what happens at the BRICS summit um, in Russia this year. This is the eyeball of our changing world.